Jack Mason tried to sit still in the too large chair designed for aliens much bigger than humans. The diplomatic meeting room aboard the Harmonious Unity sparkled with technology far beyond what Earth had developed. Screens floated in midair, and the walls seemed to shift colors based on the mood of the room. "The human representative seems uncomfortable," said Zixtal, a tall blue alien with 4 arms and eyes that blinked sideways. "Perhaps we should adjust the gravity settings for the fragile creature." Jack forced a smile. "I'm quite comfortable, thank you. Earth's gravity is actually stronger than what you have here." This comment made several of the 12 alien representatives exchange glances. Jack had been warned about this. Humanity was new to the galactic community, and most aliens came from worlds much gentler than Earth. "Remarkable that you survived at all," said Vrina, a jellyfish-like being who floated in a special tank. Her voice came through a translator device. "Your planet should not have produced intelligent life according to our models." Ambassador Kor, the head of the council, raised one of his 6 appendages. "We have reviewed your application to join the Galactic Federation. While your technological achievements are adequate, we have serious concerns about your species' ability to adapt to the galactic society." Jack leaned forward. "We've traveled through space. We've mastered nuclear energy. We've created artificial intelligence. What exactly is your concern?" Laughter rippled through the room. Not cruel laughter, but the kind adults might use when a child says something cute but naive. "My dear human," said Kor, "you come from what we classify as a death world. The conditions on Earth are extreme by galactic standards. The gravity, the atmospheric pressure, the temperature variations, the radiation from your sun. These are conditions most civilized species would find lethal." Another alien, Mreeks, who resembled a furry plant, added, "Your species evolved under constant threat. Most worlds that produce spacefaring civilizations are gentle places where intelligence evolves through cooperation, not survival against harsh elements." Jack felt his face grow warm. 6 months of diplomatic training told him to stay calm, but it was hard when the entire council treated humans like curious pets who had somehow learned to use tools. "We would need to implement special protective measures," continued Kor. "Your delegates would require escorts when visiting member worlds. Your ships would need special modifications, and of course, we would need to monitor your more aggressive tendencies." Jack raised an eyebrow. "Aggressive tendencies." Vrina bubbled in her tank. "Your species has an unusual history of conflict. We understand it's not your fault. Evolving on such a dangerous world must have required developing certain survival instincts, but those instincts won't be necessary in civilized space." "I see," Jack said, keeping his voice level. "And what about Earth's protection? We've detected signals suggesting hostile species in nearby systems." The aliens exchanged that look again, the one that said they found humans adorably naive. "The Krell are not hostile," explained Kor patiently. "They are simply more advanced and sometimes conduct research that might seem frightening to less developed species. They have no interest in your world." Jack thought about the destroyed research station near Neptune, the one the Federation had dismissed as an unfortunate accident. He thought about the classified reports of missing ships and strange signals. But he said nothing. "We propose a provisional membership," Kor said. "Earth will be allowed limited trade rights and cultural exchanges. We will provide protective technologies for your ships and representatives. In return, we ask that you follow all Federation protocols exactly and accept guidance from your assigned mentors." Jack nodded slowly. This was better than they expected. Earth needed allies, needed advanced technology, even if those allies saw humans as fragile creatures from a death world. "I'll bring your proposal back to Earth's council," Jack said. "But I think you'll find humans are more adaptable than you might expect." As he gathered his notes, Jack heard Mreeks whisper to another delegate, "Poor creatures. Imagine evolving on a world where everything is trying to kill you." Jack smiled to himself. If only they knew. The next day, Dr. Olivia Wright stood at the center of the council chamber. Her dark hair was pulled back in a neat bun, and she wore the blue uniform of Earth's Science Division. Behind her, a large screen showed images of Earth. "Earth is what we call home," she began. "It has oceans, mountains, deserts, and forests. Our gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. Our atmosphere is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% other gases." Kor, the six-limbed head of the council, made a sound like a whistle. "Stop there, human. Your oxygen levels alone would be toxic to half the species in this room." Olivia nodded. "Yes, we've noticed that most galactic species evolved in low oxygen environments." "Not low oxygen," corrected Vrina from her floating tank. "Normal oxygen. Your planet is the abnormal one." Mreeks, the plant-like alien, leaned forward. "Could you show us your weather patterns?" Olivia tapped her tablet, and the screen changed to show hurricanes, blizzards, tornadoes, and thunderstorms. The room grew quiet. "These are common on your world?" asked Zixtal, his four arms wrapping around himself as if for protection. "Fairly common," Olivia said. "We have warning systems to protect our people." Ambassador Kor made a gesture, and a holographic display appeared in the center of the room. It showed a chart with 12 levels. "This is our planetary classification system," he explained. Class 1 planets are paradise worlds. Perfect temperature, gentle weather, low gravity, stable tectonics. Most council species evolved on Class 1 to Class 3 worlds. The display shifted, showing harsher and harsher environments as the numbers increased. Class 12 planets are theoretical death worlds. No intelligent life should evolve there, because survival would consume all energy that could otherwise develop intelligence. Kor looked at Olivia with all four of his eyes. "Your Earth is a Class 12 world, the highest we've ever recorded for a spacefaring species." Jack, who sat at the back of the room, watched the aliens' reactions. Some seemed afraid. Others seemed amazed. None of them looked like they were laughing anymore. Olivia continued her presentation. "Earth has tectonic plates that move and cause earthquakes. We have over 50 active volcanoes. Our planet experiences regular ice ages. Our magnetic field occasionally reverses completely." A small green alien named Plex raised a tentacle. "How do you survive the radiation from your sun? Our readings show your planet receives dangerous levels of ultraviolet light." "We have adapted," Olivia explained. "Our skin produces melanin for protection. We also use clothing and shelters. You stand exposed to your sun." Plex seemed shocked. "Without protective suits. Most humans enjoy sunbathing," Jack added from his seat. The council members looked at each other in disbelief. Vraxian, an insect-like alien with compound eyes, spoke for the first time. "We must require special environmental suits for humans visiting other worlds, not to protect them, but to protect us. Their bodies must contain extraordinary defenses against pathogens and radiation." "Agreed," said Kor. "The human immune system alone could devastate worlds with less pathogenic pressure." Olivia tried to continue her presentation, but the council was now talking among themselves. Words like quarantine protocols and biological containment filled the room. Jack walked to the front to stand with Olivia. "I think we've made an impression," he whispered. "Not the one I was hoping for," she whispered back. "They think we're walking biohazards from hell." Jack smiled. "Better than being seen as helpless space babies." Kor finally raised his limbs for silence. "Dr. Wright, your presentation has been most educational. The Council needs to revise our approach to Earth's membership. We had not fully grasped the extreme nature of your world." "What does that mean for our application?" Jack asked. "It means," said Kor, "that we need to understand how humans think. A species from such a world must have a very different psychology than what we're familiar with." Jack looked at Olivia. This was progress. Sort of. "Tomorrow," Kor announced, "we would like to learn about Earth's ecosystem. Specifically, what other life forms share your death world." As they left the chamber, Jack couldn't help but smile. Wait until they hear about sharks. The third day of meetings began with what the aliens called a cultural exchange. Each species showed holographic images of their home planets. The Vraxians displayed their world first, a beautiful planet with 3 small moons and gentle purple oceans. The gravity was low, and the insect-like aliens built enormous hive structures that reached into the clouds. Our species evolved in complete harmony with our environment, explained Vraxian Ambassador Keswick. We have no natural predators. Next came the Zolaxians. Their world looked like a paradise with floating islands and constant rainbows. Our ancestors developed intelligence through artistic expression and meditation, their ambassador said proudly. Jack and Olivia exchanged glances. Every world they saw was calm, peaceful, and safe. No wonder these aliens thought Earth was strange. When it was Earth's turn, Jack stood up. Earth has diverse environments, from Arctic ice to tropical forests to deep oceans. He showed images of Earth's natural beauty, the Grand Canyon, the Amazon rainforest, and the Great Barrier Reef. The aliens seemed impressed by Earth's variety, but they also looked confused. Where do humans hide from the dominant species? Asked Mreeks, the plant-like alien. Jack paused. I'm not sure what you mean. Kor leaned forward. Every world develops a dominant species, the apex life form that controls the environment. On which parts of your planet do these apex creatures allow humans to live? Jack looked at Olivia, who seemed just as confused. I think there's a misunderstanding, Jack said slowly. Humans are Earth's dominant species. The room filled with a sound like bubbling water, the alien version of laughter. Forgive us, said Vrina from her tank. But you cannot be the apex species of a Class 12 Deathworld. Your bodies are too fragile. You have no natural weapons, no claws, no poison, no armored skin. You are clearly an intelligent prey species that developed tools to survive. Jack felt his face grow hot. We're not prey animals. No shame in it, said Zixtal kindly. Many intelligent species evolved from prey animals. It makes sense. You needed to be clever to survive your predators. You're fundamentally misunderstanding human evolution, Olivia said, stepping forward. We didn't develop intelligence to hide from predators. We developed it to become better predators ourselves. The alien stared at her. Impossible, said Plex, the small green alien. Your teeth are not designed for hunting. Your muscles are weak compared to true predator species. You lack speed and strength. What we lack in physical attributes, we make up for in endurance and tool use, Jack explained. Early humans were persistence hunters. We would chase prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. The room grew very quiet. You chased prey. Kazik's antennae twitched nervously. For how long? Hours, sometimes days, Jack said. Ambassador Kor cleared his throat, or whatever passed for a throat in his species. Let us move on. We would like to learn about the natural life forms of your world that humans must contend with. Olivia smiled. You want to know about Earth's other species? Yes, said Kor. The true apex predators that forced your kind to develop intelligence as a survival mechanism. Jack and Olivia looked at each other. The aliens still didn't understand. We'll need to use the main display, Olivia said. And I should warn you, some of these images might be disturbing. We are scientists, said Kor dismissively. We can handle seeing the creatures that hunt you. Olivia tapped on her tablet. Let's start with something simple, one of our ocean predators. The room darkened, and a massive hologram appeared in the center of the council chamber. Sleek, gray with rows of triangular teeth and cold, black eyes. A great white shark. This, said Olivia, is not even close to our most dangerous predator, but it's a good place to start. The aliens stared at the shark in silence. No one was laughing anymore. The hologram of the great white shark slowly rotated in the center of the council chamber. Its mouth opened and closed, showing rows of sharp, triangular teeth. The alien delegates stared in silence. "This is a great white shark," Olivia explained. "It can grow up to 6 meters long and weigh over 2,000 kilograms. It can smell a single drop of blood in the water from several kilometers away." Vrina's liquid form trembled in her tank. "And this hunts your people?" "Sometimes," Olivia said. "Though shark attacks on humans are rare. Only about 5 people die from shark attacks each year worldwide." "Because you hide from them?" asked Kizik. Jack smiled. "No, because we swim in their home, the ocean, and they usually leave us alone." The council members looked at each other in confusion. "You enter the water, where these creatures live." Plex's green skin turned a pale yellow. "Millions of humans swim in the ocean every day," Olivia said. "Children play in the same waters where sharks hunt." "But why?" asked Kor, all 4 of his eyes wide with disbelief. "Because we enjoy it," Jack said simply. Olivia continued her presentation. "Sharks have existed on Earth for over 400 million years. They've survived 5 mass extinction events. They're nearly perfect predators. Their skin is covered in tiny teeth-like scales. Some species can detect electrical fields generated by other animals' heartbeats. And humans defeated these creatures," Reeks asked. "We didn't need to defeat them," Olivia explained. "We simply adapted to live alongside them. But yes, we can hunt sharks if we choose to." "Impossible," said Zixtal. "Your soft bodies would be torn apart." Olivia tapped her tablet, and the hologram changed to show humans on boats, catching sharks with hooks and nets. "Humans hunt millions of sharks every year," she said, "so many that we've had to create laws to protect shark populations from extinction." The room fell silent again. "You hunt, the hunters?" Kor asked slowly. "And we're trying to stop because we're too good at it," Jack added. "Many shark species are endangered because of human fishing." Olivia zoomed in on the shark's head. Notice the sensory organs, the streamlined body, the multiple rows of teeth. This is an animal that has barely needed to evolve for hundreds of millions of years because it's so well adapted to its environment. "And this is not your most dangerous predator?" asked Plex, his voice barely a whisper. "Not even close," Olivia said. "Sharks are simple predators. They're dangerous, but predictable." She changed the display again. Now it showed a split screen. On one side, a shark swimming. On the other, a small mosquito. "This tiny insect," Olivia pointed to the mosquito, "kills over 1 million humans every year through the diseases it carries." The aliens looked confused. "Size is not always related to danger on Earth," Jack explained. "Some of our deadliest organisms are too small to see with the naked eye." "Let me make sure I understand," said Kor, raising one of his 6 limbs. "Your world contains massive predators with multiple rows of teeth that can smell blood from kilometers away, and humans swim in their territory for enjoyment." "Yes," said Jack. "And these apex predators are not even your biggest threat." "Correct," said Olivia. "And despite having no claws, no armor, and comparatively weak muscles, humans hunt these predators to the point of endangerment." "Unfortunately, yes," Olivia nodded. Kor looked at the other council members, who seemed equally disturbed. "I believe," he said slowly, "that we need to reevaluate our understanding of humans." Vrina bubbled nervously in her tank. "Ambassador Kor, with respect, if what they're saying is true, then humans aren't fragile creatures needing our protection." "No," agreed Kor, looking at Jack and Olivia with new eyes. "They most certainly are not." Jack smiled. "Would you like to hear about our land predators next? I'd suggest starting with bears." The next morning, Commander Sam Kelly joined Jack and Olivia in the council chamber. He carried a large metal case with Earth's symbol on the side. The alien delegates watched him with new caution in their eyes. "I've brought some physical specimens," Sam said, placing the case on the central table. "Sometimes it helps to see things up close." He opened the case and carefully lifted out a large curved object. It was white and hard, lined with sharp triangular points. "This is the jaw of a tiger shark," Sam explained, holding it up. "Not as large as the great white we showed you yesterday, but still an impressive hunter." The aliens leaned away from the jaw. Vrina's tank bubbled rapidly. "May I touch it?" asked Mreeks, extending one vine-like limb. "Of course," Sam said, holding the jaw steady. Mreeks touched one tooth and quickly pulled back. "So sharp. And this is just one of many predators on Earth," Sam continued. He activated a small projector from the case. "I've brought videos of various Earth predators in their natural habitats." The projection showed a lion taking down a zebra, a crocodile ambushing a wildebeest at a river crossing, an eagle snatching a fish from water, and a pack of wolves hunting together. "Our world shaped us," Sam explained as the videos played. "Humans didn't evolve by hiding from these creatures. We evolved alongside them." "But how did you survive?" asked Kizik, his compound eyes reflecting the hunting scenes. "You have no natural defenses." Sam smiled. "We have the greatest defense, our brains. Early humans were physically weaker than many predators, but we learned to make tools." He showed a new video, reconstructions of early humans hunting with spears and working together to bring down large prey. "We weren't the strongest or the fastest," Sam said, "but we could think, plan, and work together. We could track animals for days. We could set traps. We could learn from our mistakes." "You hunted as a pack?" asked Kor. "We still do," Sam nodded. "Human cooperation is our greatest strength." Sam pulled out another object from his case, a curved wooden stick with a string attached to both ends. "This is a bow," he explained, "a simple tool that let humans kill predators from a safe distance. With this, even the most dangerous animals became our prey." The aliens looked at the simple weapon with new respect. "Throughout our history," Sam continued, "humans have had to be clever to survive. We made fire to cook food and scare away predators. We built shelters to protect us from weather and animals. We created medicine to fight disease. And you did all this on a world actively trying to kill you," asked Plex. "Our world wasn't trying to kill us," Olivia said. "It was just challenging us. Every obstacle made us more adaptable." Jack stepped forward. "This is why we seem strange to you. Your species evolved on gentle worlds with few threats. You developed intelligence through peaceful means. We developed intelligence as a survival tool. And now you've become the apex predator of your entire planet," said Kor slowly. "Yes," Sam agreed. "Humans have become so successful that we now work to protect the very predators that once hunted us. We've created nature preserves for lions, tigers, and wolves. We have laws against hunting endangered species like sharks and bears." The council chamber was silent as the aliens processed this information. "I think I understand now," Kor said finally. "You're not prey animals who developed intelligence to hide. You're predators who developed intelligence to become better hunters. And that," said Jack with a slight smile, "is why we've survived on a death world." Vrina's voice came through her translator. "If humans can thrive on Earth, what does that make them in galactic society?" No one answered, but the question hung in the air like a storm cloud. Word spread quickly through the harmonious unity. Aliens from other parts of the massive ship came to observe the humans. The diplomatic meeting had turned into something between a scientific conference and a zoo exhibit. Captain Nickel Reeves arrived that afternoon, bringing more information about human history. Unlike the others, she wore the black and gold uniform of Earth's military command. "I understand you want to know more about how humans hunt," she said, looking around the now crowded council chamber. "Yes," said Kor. "We are trying to understand human psychology. Your hunting behaviors may explain your species' thought patterns." Nicole nodded and began her presentation. "Hunting shaped human development across all cultures. Let me show you some examples." She displayed images of indigenous hunters from different parts of Earth. Aboriginal Australians tracking animals in the desert. Inuit hunters waiting patiently by ice holes for seals, Amazon tribespeople using blowguns with poison darts. These traditional methods developed over thousands of years, Nickel explained. Each group adapted to their specific environment. So efficient, whispered Keswick to another Vraxian. Nickel continued. As human technology advanced, so did our hunting methods. She showed images of medieval hunters with trained falcons and dogs, colonial big game hunters with rifles, and modern conservation efforts. We became so effective at hunting that we had to create rules to limit ourselves, she said. Without these rules, many species would be extinct. You restrain your predatory instincts? Asked Mreeks. We try to, Nickel said. It's not always successful. Humans have driven many species to extinction through overhunting. Zixtel raised one of his 4 hands. If you are such efficient hunters, why do you need weapons? Why not hunt with your natural abilities? The question made Jack smile. The aliens still didn't fully understand. Our natural ability is our intelligence, Nickel explained patiently. Tool-making is part of being human. Early humans used simple spears. Modern humans use high-powered rifles with thermal scopes. The tool changes, but the principle remains the same. We extend our natural abilities through technology. And this extends to warfare as well, asked Kor carefully. The room grew tense. This was the question they had been avoiding. Nickel met his gaze steadily. Yes, humans have fought wars throughout our history. Our predatory instincts, combined with our tribal nature, made conflict common. This is very concerning, said Plex, his green skin darkening. A predator species with advanced technology and aggressive tendencies. I understand your concern, Nickel said. But you're missing something important. The same instincts that made us hunters also made us protectors. She showed new images, park rangers guarding endangered animals, scientists working to preserve habitats, conservationists releasing rehabilitated predators back into the wild. We've learned to redirect our instincts, she explained. The same drive that made us want to conquer now makes us want to protect. We've gone from being the most dangerous predator on Earth to being its caretaker. Vrina's translator voice spoke up. This is unexpected. On our world, predator species never developed such behaviors. That's because your predators never developed abstract thinking, Olivia added. Human intelligence lets us see beyond immediate needs. We can plan for the future, understand consequences, feel empathy for other species, even for predators that would hunt you, asked Kor. Especially for them, Jack said. We respect worthy opponents. The aliens looked at each other in silence. I think, said Kor slowly, we need to discuss the military implications of humanity joining the Federation. If Earth has produced a species that evolved by hunting creatures like that shark, what does that mean for galactic security? Nickel smiled slightly. It means that if you ever need defenders, you'll have them. As the meeting ended, Jack heard one alien whisper to another, they don't just live on a death world. They conquered it. The next day, the mood in the council chamber was serious. The jokes and laughter from earlier meetings were gone. Instead, the alien delegates whispered among themselves and cast nervous glances at the humans. Admiral Alan Patel had arrived overnight on a small Earth shuttle. He wore a uniform covered with medals and ribbons, and his gray hair was cut short. Jack had warned him about the aliens' changing attitudes, but Alan still seemed surprised by their cautious behavior. Admiral Patel, Kor began formally. The Council thanks you for joining us. We have security concerns to discuss. Alan nodded. I'm here to answer any questions honestly. A new alien stepped forward. A tall, slender being with pale blue skin and 4 arms. This was Cell, representative of the Xelarians, a species known for their peaceful nature. Admiral, said Cell in a musical voice, my people have not had a war in 10,000 years. We are concerned about admitting a predator species to the Federation. How can we be sure humans won't bring their violence to peaceful worlds? Alan didn't answer immediately. He looked around the room, making eye contact with each delegate. The Solarians evolved on a world with no large predators, correct? He asked. Yes, said Excel. Our planet has abundant resources and gentle weather. Life forms cooperate rather than compete. That explains the difference in our perspectives. Alan said, humans evolved in an environment of constant threats, not just from predators, but from weather, disease, natural disasters, and limited resources. This is precisely our concern, said Excel. Your species developed in conditions that reward aggression and violence. Alan shook his head. No, our environment rewarded problem-solving and cooperation. Individual aggression rarely helped humans survive. Working together did. He activated a holographic display showing early human settlements. Even our earliest ancestors lived in groups, Alan explained. We hunted together, gathered food together, protected our young together. The lone wolf human was usually a dead human. The display changed to show modern human cities, hospitals, and schools. Everything humans have accomplished, Alan continued, we've done through cooperation. Yes, our history includes conflict, but our greatest achievements came through working together. But your military capabilities, began Kazik, are extensive, Alan finished, because our world taught us to prepare for threats. Humans plan for the worst while hoping for the best. Jack watched the aliens' reactions. They were listening, but still seemed unconvinced. Let me put it this way, Alan said. Humans don't seek conflict, but we're uniquely equipped to handle it when it comes. Our evolutionary history created not just physical resilience, but psychological adaptations, stress responses, risk assessment, and strategic thinking. You're describing a perfect warrior species, said Kor quietly. I'm describing a species that survived on a death world. Alan corrected. Those same traits that make us potentially dangerous also make us excellent problem solvers, explorers, and yes, protectors. Zell's 4 arms moved in a complex pattern that seemed to indicate deep thought. You're suggesting that humans could serve as defenders of the Federation? Zell asked. If needed. Alan nodded. Though we prefer peaceful cooperation and trade. Kor stood, his 6 limbs unfolding to full height. The Council must consider this information carefully. Admitting a Death World species to the Federation is unprecedented. Take all the time you need, Alan said. But remember, the same traits that let us hunt sharks and survive storms also let us develop medicines, create art, and reach for the stars. Judge us by all our actions, not just our capacity for violence. As the meeting ended, Jack approached Alan. What do you think? Jack asked. Will they accept us? Alan watched the aliens filing out of the chamber. They're afraid of us now, but sometimes fear can lead to respect. Olivia joined them. At least they're not laughing anymore. 2 months passed with no decision from the Federation Council. Earth's representatives returned home to wait. Jack spent his days filing reports and wondering if their mission had failed. Then the emergency call came. This is Ambassador Kor of the Galactic Federation, said the holographic message. We request immediate assistance from Earth's military forces. The Moraxian pirates have attacked our outer colonies. Our regular defenses have failed. Within hours, Earth's newly commissioned warship Intrepid was preparing for its first combat mission. Jack, Olivia, Sam, Nicole, and Alan all volunteered to join the crew. The Federation is testing us, Alan told them as the ship accelerated toward the jump point. They want to see how humans respond to a real threat. The journey took 3 days. When they arrived at the colony world of Villara, they found destruction. The small Federation outpost was burning. Moraxian ships circled the planet, their weapons still firing at survivors. The Moraxians have never been this bold, said the colony's few surviving defenders. They usually only attack cargo ships, not entire colonies. Jack watched from the bridge as Alan studied the tactical display. The Moraxians had 15 ships, all heavily armed and protected by energy shields. The Intrepid was outnumbered. "What's your plan, Admiral?" Jack asked. Alan smiled. "We're going to think like hunters, not soldiers." He called Sam and Nickel to the bridge and explained his strategy. They would use Earth's unique approach to combat, not fighting directly but using intelligence, patience, and sudden strikes. "The Moraxians expect us to fight like the Federation forces," Alan said. "But we're predators from a death world. We hunt differently." The Intrepid moved silently through the debris field surrounding the planet. Instead of announcing their presence, they watched and waited. They studied the Moraxian patrol patterns, identified the command ship, and placed small, stealthy drones to track enemy movements. "Just like our ancestors tracking prey through the savannah," Sam said quietly. When night fell on the colony, the Intrepid made its move. They didn't attack all 15 ships at once. Instead, they targeted the 3 ships furthest from the main group. "Like a wolf pack separating the weak from the herd," Nickel observed. The Earth ship moved with surprising speed and fired with deadly accuracy. 3 Moraxian ships were disabled before they could call for help. Next, they used the captured ships' communication codes to confuse the remaining fleet. The Moraxians began firing at each other, unable to tell friend from foe in the darkness. "They're not used to fighting at night," Olivia noted. "Their species evolved on a world with 3 suns. They rarely experience darkness." By morning, the Intrepid had disabled or destroyed 12 of the 15 Moraxian ships without taking significant damage. The remaining 3 fled into deep space. As they rescued the colony's survivors, a message arrived from the Federation Council. "Impressive," Core's hologram said. "Most impressive. The Federation has been fighting the Moraxian pirates for decades without success. Your single ship accomplished what our fleet could not." 1 week later, the Intrepid returned to the Federation headquarters. This time, there was no laughter when the humans entered the council chamber. Instead, the aliens stood in respect. "The Federation Council has reached a decision," announced Core. "Earth is hereby accepted as a full member of the Galactic Federation." The chamber erupted in applause. "Furthermore," Core continued when the noise died down, "we request that Earth take a leadership role in the Federation's defense force." Jack looked at his fellow humans with pride. From being laughed at as fragile creatures, they were now being asked to protect the galaxy. Later, as they celebrated, Vrina approached Jack. "I must apologize," she said through her translator. "We thought you were weak because you came from a harsh world. We didn't understand that your world made you strong." Jack smiled. "It's a common mistake. People often underestimate what they don't understand." "We won't make that mistake again," Vrina promised. "No one in the galaxy will ever laugh at humanity again."